go live. Oh. All right. I'm not sure if we're live or not. Hey everybody, this is Ann Sieg, founder of the... Oh, we are. Ta-da! All righty, great. The electrons have hooked up. Isn't that impressive? Okay. I'm going to give myself a hand. Just saying. Okay. So good evening, everybody. We just had Saturday morning live yesterday morning, and now it's Sunday. So do we say Sunday evening live? Should we say that, Brian and Candida?
Works for me.
Absolutely.
All righty. So it's Sunday evening live. Good evening to everyone. This is Ann Sieg. I'm founder of the E-commerce Business School. We have Brian Cummings who is with us, our Executive Director of Training and Coaching. Hey there, Brian.
Hello, everybody.
And we have Candida Lillard, who is our newest certified coach. So hey, good evening to you, Candida.
Good evening, everyone.
All right, so we had some emails going out this past week talking about it's the most wonderful time of the year. Brian, you're better at singing, so I shouldn't even be singing. But
no, you did. You nailed that.
Okay.
Very good.
That's from the movie, and we're talking about what's coming up here, the most wonderful time of the year, and that being for e-commerce sellers. Brian, you know it better than anybody because you have been selling for, this is your 11th or 12th season. I keep getting mixed up.
Something like that. I think it's 11th.
11th. And what we're talking about is the Q4 selling season. Candida, you've gotten to experience one fourth quarter. You started on Amazon a year and a half ago. And so we're in full swing heading towards Q4. And so that's the topic of tonight's session. And it is very timely because we have a special offer that's going on, which is about our upcoming Q4 Crush It Online Summit. It's our first ever. So we're going to be sharing the details of that with you tonight. So welcome everybody who's finding their way in. So normally or very often we're doing this in a webinar format tonight. This is Facebook Live. So Jose, I think, is giving a thumbs up here. So yeah, if you could give us a like or a love, something to let us know that you're here, it would be really great. I don't know if you can see that at all, Brian. I'm trying to watch on my phone, but I don't know if I'm going to be very good at it. So just let us know that you're here and do comment. I think we have Lisa Celine here to help us out, as well as Loreto from the Philippines is helping us out tonight. So, whoops, there's my phone. I got to turn that off. Alrighty, so make sure you do that. Give us a like or a love. Are there people rolling in, Brian, that you can see?
Susan's with us, and she's watching right now. And I know there's some others. I don't see their names yet.
Alrighty, no problem. So you all got to hear me singing about this very fact. It's coming up, the most wonderful time of the year, and it kind of starts with the book selling season to not book selling, I'm sorry, back to school. But heading in towards the fall, we've got Halloween, we got Black Friday, should have been first, then Cyber Monday, we've got Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have New Year's. Brian, am I missing anything in terms of all these holidays that stack up and these special selling events?
Well, for us as sellers, they kind of all blur. Once we start going into Thanksgiving week, then it's just like the ball rolls and we're just struggling to keep up with sales. That's
right, struggling to keep up with sales. And that can be hopefully your biggest problem of all in Q4 is the struggle to keep up. That's a good problem to have. So a reminder, a special 72-hour offer ends this evening, July 28th at 12 a.m. Central. And so you may be saying, I don't even know what you're talking about, Ann. What is this special offer? Well, we had a special webinar this past Thursday. Good number of folks attended, but several thousand didn't. So that's why we're repeating this tonight. Pretty much the same information that we had on Thursday, and letting you know the clock is ticking as we are ready to roll out our Q4 Crush It Online Summit. It's coming up on August 9th and 10th. All right, so what we're going to do together, I'm going to really lean into Brian and Candida for this, is our report from Trifecta, which was hard to believe, it's just Was it literally just a weekend ago, guys? It was, right? Yeah, Sunday night. Time flies. Okay, and then we're going to give you some Q4 top training tips and then announcing our Q4 Crush It Online Summit. So we've just got some pictures. I do apologize, this is a little bit small, but we did a mixer, I should say, meet and greet on Thursday evening, and then this is us getting going on Friday morning with Danita, who headed up to Shop Your Way to Wealth. And then this was a really big deal. It was an award ceremony that we had on Friday evening. We invited the entire community in, and we did something that we never thought we would do, but it was Coach Kurt's suggestion, and I'm really glad we did. Maybe Brian and Candida, if you want to share, it was pretty phenomenal, giving this award to Ruth Ellen, and then we passed out a whole bunch of Hustle Harder t-shirts.
Yes, so much happened. I was trying to think, what did we do on Friday evening? We gave away an e-commerce master's program membership, a $10,000 value. That's an incredible gift to have that. And I can't think of anybody more, just heartfelt a match to the e-commerce master's program. What she's doing in her life, what she's done in her life, and now the mission that she has to serve others. She wants to use e-commerce as a vehicle so that she can serve others. This is a perfect match for her. I was so pleased to hear her story when she won. Yeah, right out of the hat, there was her name, so it was pretty phenomenal. All right, then we also had a pizza party and dinner on Friday night. We also had a VIP dinner party on Saturday night. Here is book flipping. I believe that's book flipping, Brian. It looks like it is. Maybe you want to put in a word. That was on Sunday where we had that. Yep. I don't see the slides, but probably it's the one of people around a table looking at books. Is that correct? Yes, it is. That's correct. Yes. So we do a couple of hands-on exercises so you can get the feel of what it's like to look for books and how to describe those books. And I believe in this one, what the members are doing are looking at the subtle nuances in book descriptions. So they're trying to determine as a pair, I've sent them all together as pairs, how they would rate a book, whether it be like new or very good, acceptable. And so they're all at it. How would you rate this? How would you rate that? And then the fun thing is, if they can't agree, then the whole class gets to talk about that book. It's a fun exercise. And for anyone who's new and you're wondering what in the world are we talking about relative to this trifecta workshop, is we do this twice a year, the trifecta workshop, and we have 3 arbitrage courses. And so we have a 1-day workshop dedicated for each method, which is the local retail arbitrage method, the book flipping method, and then also online shopping profit system, for which Candida is doing extremely well. I just saw your photo yesterday, I think it was. Big stack of products.
That's right. They're ready to go out tomorrow morning.
Why don't you just share a little bit about how fun that is for you and your business to be able to just do everything online, ship it in, and away it goes.
So I was at Trifecta, and then I immediately left there and I went to Cabo. So I was gone for over a week. But thanks to the online method, my business didn't miss a beat. I got home and all the packages I'd ordered online were waiting for me. And so I spent, a whole entire day prepping and packing, getting it ready to go, and they're ready to go out tomorrow. And it looked like a pretty big inventory. You're really just flipping around. You're a machine. Stuff arrives and it goes right out back to Amazon. That's right. I have a nice big order ready to go out tomorrow morning.
Wow. Never stops for Candida. Speaking of which, so the photo that we're on right now, this was Saturday night. We did our panel of experts, which is a really fun exercise where people just ask from the audience specific questions of our experts. So there's Brian, myself, Danita, and Candida. And there you can see Candida receiving her award, her certification. And as one of our newest certified coaches, we are so thrilled to have Candida join the ranks. So maybe Candida, if you want to share what this has meant to you and why you want to be so closely aligned with the e-commerce business school.
No, I mean, it's just a lot of hard work. It has paid off, and I'm being recognized as far as that goes. But it's just another way to help, the new members coming in, because we've all been there. I think you see it on the Facebook pages, we've all been there. We're here cheering you on. So it's just another way to help and give back.
Awesome. Well, we are very, very grateful for all your assistance. So that's always fun to get someone newly certified to join the ranks to help better serve our community, because mentorship is our thing here. There you can see it's a group photo. So for each one of our workshops, we always do a group photo. This was outside. This was up in Bloomington, Minnesota, by the way. Brian, we have a fun moment there when you are with Nick, your virtual assistant from the Philippines. Maybe you can share that experience. I know we got some folks saying how much they valued that part of the workshop. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. This is part of the Online Shopping Profit System workshop. The first part of it is sourcing products online. I mean, that's what Candida was just talking about while she was gone. She was having products shipped in from these online sources, online stores. And the second part is, once you master that process, well, do you want to do that all the time, or shouldn't you hire somebody to do that? And so this is the perfect job for a virtual assistant, somebody that you can hire from overseas, very low wage, very low wage, and they can do that routine work for you. So Nick is my main virtual assistant. He's from the Philippines, and he's been working for me for 5 years, somewhere around there. So I had him come on live from the Philippines again. It was probably 4 o'clock in the morning his time, and we did a mock interview. So for the members, if they're wanting to know what is it like to hire somebody from overseas, and how do you even talk with them, that's exactly what we did here. And then they all had the opportunity, our members had the opportunity to ask Nick questions as though they were the employer and he was the prospective employee for them.
Yeah, it feels kind of out of this world and out of how's this even possible? And quite frankly, I felt that way about my own company until recently here at the E-commerce Business School. And thanks to you, Brian, and the training that you put together about hiring and training a virtual assistant, we've now been able to make a tremendous amount of progress. We just hired our third virtual assistant from the Philippines. So it really is a wonderful way to start to create scale and automation in your business. So, all right, we're going to go into a fun segment here. Again, this being for people who maybe didn't make it into our webinar this past Thursday that we had, or so you didn't make it to the workshop. We get it. Not everyone is able to travel in that way. So again, that was with Shop Your Way to Wealth. That's our local arbitrage training. And then we have our book flipping profit system and online shopping profit system. So Brian, this is the picture. I know you're not able to see these necessarily, but and both of you can chime in on this. So this is our Q4 Top Trifecta Training Tips. This one is about going wide rather than deep. I know it was Danita who had explained this one, but either one of you can, if you can explain the value of what that can mean for our members.
Hey, Candida, you want to feel this? Do this one?
Mm-hmm. Sure. When we say go wide, we're talking about, not necessarily ordering a massive amount of products. Maybe order 5 of this one, where you can order 20 different items, 5 up. And so then you have more of a variety going into the warehouse and more chances, for things to sell quickly.
I see it as getting more data points. If you're just getting it on, say, 3 products, you're going deep. When you go wide, you're able to get so much more data points and find just better results out of that instead of, casting a wider net. Okay, this next one is stacking discounts and coupons for extra profits. So maxing it out.
I should have had Candida speak to this because that's kind of her thing that she does. She's going to be training on this specifically for our Trifecta members this coming Wednesday in a kind of a post-event webinar that we're doing for it. Candida, want to speak to this again?
It really is my thing. I'm able to stack discounts and coupon codes and free shipping and really maximize my return on investment. I actually placed an order earlier. It was $350, and after my stacking of coupons, I saved just under $30. And that was just by using different discounts and stacking methods.
And if memory serves me correctly, Candida, you were a couponer, a discount person, before you came into E-commerce Business School, right? Wasn't that part of your background, just who you are, right?
Yes, I've been doing extreme couponing for many years now. And So it just kind of comes with the territory.
I have to admit, I kind of envy folks with that discipline. My mother was very, very good at it, and me, I did never excel at it that much. But I know of people who really, and you are one of them, it makes a really, really big difference on your profit margins. And I just want to add in, we get a lot of people I'm asked during our new member orientation, yeah, Ann, this is great, but what are the average profits for your members? And what I tell people is typically is 30% for our members. But I also add in and say, but our more advanced members get upwards of 50 to 60%. The reason we see that stretch of profit margins is because of this, correct? It's those who know how to stack the discounts.
Absolutely. I mean, it really helps. And even, the 1% cashback sites, even though it's 1%, when you order so much online, that 1% adds up over time.
Plus, it's using credit cards with points. I think I saw Martha do something where it covered part of her travel. And so it's just really being savvy about how you can save money that then, of course, increases your profit margins. And yes, some of our folks get up to 60%. Here's the next one, which is be prepared. Take your scanner everywhere.
This is one of those things that you never know. That's that saying you could put with this. You just never know. So you walk into a convenience store, and what's on sale there? It's on clearance, and then you're immediately thinking, "Wow, look at the discount! I wonder what that sells for on Amazon." You see, you never know, and unless you have your app with you, your seller app, you have your scanner, you miss out on those opportunities. I walked into a pet clearance, and it was a manufacturer's pet clearance. I didn't go there for myself. I went there with my wife to get some pet outfits. She likes to dress up our little Yorkies. And I walked in there and was like, "Oh, get my scanner. Go run out and get my scanner." Well, I had it in the car, and that was a gold mine. And you just never know. That's why you want to be prepared with that.
Absolutely. Even gas stations, when you're fueling up, do some scanning. Okay, the next one is build a sustainable business, source consumable, replenishable products.
Give that to Candida.
Replenishables, they are amazing because you can buy that product over and over again. I mean, we all like to hit those clearance sales and, get that sale. But I make most of my money because I'm able to order replenishables, and so I can order the same items over and over and over.
I'm just curious how much of your inventory, percentage-wise, has shifted into consumable replenishables.
Oh, it's a large percent. I don't know the number off the top of my head anymore, but it's a large percent. Today, that $300+ order, it was all replenishables.
Wow, that's outstanding. All right, is this yet one more? Yes, there is. Okay, spend more time on money-making activities. Don't sweat the small stuff with Amazon. Okay, this is good for a lot of our listeners right now, Brian.
People get all bent out of shape when things don't go their way, and it's unfair. They say, I'm owed that money and I'm not getting it, or they lost that product. That's my product. They shouldn't lose it. I'm always thinking, where do I make the most money? Well, I make it during sourcing. I don't make that money trying to get Amazon to repair something, to fix something on my account. So to me, that's small stuff, because I could spend 3 or 4 hours trying to get Amazon to fix a problem. I could go after that same 3 or 4 hours and make a lot of money sourcing products. So I know what my priorities are, and we try to get our members to focus on the priorities too. Don't sweat the small stuff. Focus on sourcing. Focus on those money-making activities.
I think in the general picture, one can see this as a cost of doing business. When we had our windshield replacement business, sometimes my husband had to replace the windshield, and he had to, meaning one he had already just put in for whatever reason, and that was a cost of doing business. It's not going to be perfect, everything to the T. There are little mishaps with Amazon. These things do happen. We see that in the group and whatnot. But it's how much time do you want to spend on little stuff when you could really just be advancing your business. So these were awesome tips that came in during our panel with the experts. All right, so moving on. Our goal is to help you best take advantage of the Q4 selling season, to strategically position yourself for the long play, and to hit the ground running for 2020 Q1, that stands for first quarter, scale, and automation. And truly that can happen for you. All our arbitrage methods, you can move into the more scalable methods if you so choose, especially when you do this very strategically. So introducing our first ever Q4 Crush It Online Summit, and we're going to use Q4 2019 to help catapult you into 2020 success. We've had members get really insane numbers. So Amazon Q4 selling season gets a little bit crazy. In 2018, third-party sellers accounted for nearly 58% of all physical goods sold through Amazon. I've never seen a number that high, but Jeff Bezos is very, very proud of the third-party seller platform, I can tell you that. In 1999, they were just 3% of Amazon's retail operations. Amazon is the favorite shopping site of 43% of American teenagers. Millennials shop at Amazon twice as often as baby boomers. I share these stats because this is good for us, and it means nothing but upward trending with Amazon's growth. How about this one? 2/3 of American homes have Prime membership. So right now, the people are watching us, 2/3 statistically of you have a Prime membership. I'm curious, Brian and Candida, you got a Prime?
Absolutely.
I love Prime. 2-day free shipping. So Amazon operates over 75 fulfillment centers in North America and growing. Some fun stats out of our community. This is Martha. She raked in $306,000 in sales in 14 months. And that fits in with this stat. The 200,000 small and medium-sized businesses surpassed $100,000 in sales in Amazon stores in 2018. Okay, Martha was one of them. We've got several members in our community who stretched and reached that goal. Here you see it turned out Martha actually did $74,070 in 1 month. That was in December. Actually, it was benchmarked between like November 20th and December 20th. And she says, this has been the most exciting 30 days of my life. How many of you watching right now have made $74,000 in 1 month in sales? That's pretty awesome. And there's going to be some folks reaching those numbers heading into Q4. Here's Shatanya, another member of ours. She says, reach 400,000 sales mark today. And that was on December 10th. And here is Laura Gibson, one of our members. Ta-da! This was a lot of fun. That was her first month, or first season in Q4. Here's Debbie Blevin. She says, I surpassed the 10K mark in 30 days. So Q4 is coming. That's October, November, and December. It's time to stack up the cash to catapult you into 2020. That's our goal here, is to help you do that. So you're going to be hustling big time to make this happen, just like Martha and so many others. So we want to give you ongoing close support and mentorship during the entire Q4 season, along with our big Q4 launchpad. And what we're going to share with you tonight is not only our upcoming online summit, but where you can be in small group coaching 5 days a week. 5 days a week with your mentors. So who better to help your launchpad than our e-commerce business school fleet of highly successful e-commerce sellers and trainers? And that's a combined experience of 29 Q4 selling seasons. We got Brian and Danita, Dr. Josie Shepard, Kathleen Cleary, and Kay Curtis. And drum roll, also joining in will be our newest certified coach and trainer, Candida, and our Q4 superstar, Martha Fitzenmeyer. And I know Candida and Martha have become very good friends, which is an awesome benefit of being a member, especially at the master's program, where you really forge some really awesome friendships. So our Q4 Crush It Online Summit is coming up very fast. It is on Friday, August 9th and Saturday, August 10th. It's 2 full days, and we're going to get into the details of that right now. So here's what we'll cover in 2 days of jam-packed, I like to call it, take it to the bank, Q4 training topics. So Brian, we are on the slide, number 1, the Q4 selling season, how to double your annual profits in just 3 months of the year. True story. We've got Martha with you. I mean, you can give the background, the backstory of your encouragement as a mentor to Martha, and then how you're going to be working with our members.
Sure. Well, in this first session, we talk about Q4 and what Q4 is. If I always say every year, I say what Q4 is coming up, I said, when I talk to you next year, next spring, you're going to say to me, I had no idea. This happens every year. People go through their first Q4 and they have no idea how powerful it can be. So part of that is, well, what should you buy? What should you not buy? How do you prepare for all of that? And I want you to hear this from the perspective of somebody that just went through it in their first year, and that's Martha. She had written in, I think it was in the beginning part of December, saying, hey, I think I'm going to have a $25,000 month. And she was saying this like, this is incredible, a $25,000 month. And I wrote back and said, Martha, no, you're probably going to do 75. Not 25, but 75. And she did 74. So she just about got to that 75. That's what it can be like. You're already having a great sales experience, but you don't realize that it can just take off and roll. It has a magic all of its own. So that's what this first session is all about. And I'm so pleased that Martha's going to be joining us to give you her perspective.
Awesome. Our next session, all again as part of our Q4 Crush It Online Summit, is with Brian again, product evaluation for existing Amazon products, finding the hottest products that are almost guaranteed to fly off the shelves. I see you're featuring 5-step formula.
Yeah, we developed the 5-step formula quite some time ago, a couple of years ago. And it's about how do I recognize and evaluate products that can be successful on Amazon. We have a formula for that. And we do it for 2 different kinds of products. The first here is for products that are already on Amazon. So if you're doing retail arbitrage, you're comparing products that are already being sold on Amazon. And Christmas is a season, a selling season. Some products, many toys, can sell 5-10 times as much at Christmas that they do the rest of the year. So how do you recognize that seasonality? How do you evaluate that? How do you look at a product that is a gift type product and say, is this going to do well at Christmas? And that's what we show you, which we teach you in this session.
Awesome. All right, there's a lot here, folks. Hang on. Number 3, wholesale and replenishable product sourcing, finding hidden gem suppliers and products to replenish your stock quickly at a great price. Dr. Josie Shepard with Candida.
So Dr. Josie Shepard and I have been training at the E-commerce Business School for quite a while. We've created a lot of workshops and trainings together. One of those is the wholesale sourcing workshop. We're going to be telling you how to talk to suppliers about seasonal products, how to find wholesale suppliers, how to ask them about which products do best, how to represent yourself as a viable and real business so that they want to sell to you so you can purchase from them. And then Candida is going to be doing another piece of this. I'll let her speak to it.
I'm going to talk about maybe kind of doing the reverse search on how to find replenishables and whatnot and go that route.
So both wholesale replenishables, the great thing about those is you don't have to go on a hunt once you find them. You can either pick up the phone, go to the website, and reorder. That's the purpose of this session.
Yeah, I hope everyone is getting the picture of replenishables, like toothbrushes. That's a replenishable. Toothpaste, replenishable. People just keep buying it and buying it. All right. On to number 4 is holiday decoration products, getting festive with high margin seasonal items. That's going to be featuring Danita Zanre. She's one of our master trainers. We just had her over from Italy. Is her home now after it's basically as a result of E-commerce Business School that she's able to fulfill her dream lifestyle, having moved to Italy with her husband Joe. So either one of you want to describe this one?
Gifts are not the only product that sells well at Christmas time. What do people do at Christmas? They entertain. And so all those products from Christmas tree lights and other home lights to candles and place settings, all of that can do extremely well for both Thanksgiving and Christmas time. I mean, even Halloween, that's an incredible selling season for this type of item.
I've sold a lot of Halloween stuff. We're on to number 5, product bundles, the secret to virtually eliminating competition, and even on some of the most popular products, and it is with certified trainer Kay Curtis.
Kay knows how to bundle products. Now, bundles are a great way to take a product that's highly competitive. It's a great selling product, but there's lots of sellers, and to take that product and add a few other associated products with it and turn it into a brand new listing on Amazon so you can avoid all that competition on the other product. Kay will show you how to identify which products are great for bundles and then how to put bundles together so it fits Amazon's requirements.
Awesome. On to number 6. We're almost halfway there, folks. So, product evaluation for new Amazon products. Beat your competition to the front of the line by listing products never before seen on Amazon. And this is with you, Brian.
Yes. So I mentioned the 5-step formula for identifying profitable products for existing products on Amazon. Well, what if your product isn't on Amazon? And in the case of a bundle, that's a brand new product listing. You've got to compete not against other sellers, but against all those other offers of different products on Amazon. So again, using the 5-step formula, we have an objective way to determine how do you select winning products, which products to sell, which ones to avoid.
Awesome. We're on to number 7. Creating Amazon product pages. Be first to market and get ready to dominate with Dr. Josie Shepard.
So product pages, you want to do them right. If you don't do them right, you don't do your keyword research properly, and then insert those keywords in your product pages, your products aren't going to be seen. And then there's your images that you use. You want to use great images, and Dr. Josie Shepard will show you how to do all that.
Awesome. Here's a fun one that I like a lot. I think I'll speak to it, and then you can add to that, Brian. That's copywriting. How to make your Amazon products listing stand out from the crowd, get noticed, and get bought. That is with Kathleen Cleary, one of our staff copywriters. She does a phenomenal job of writing sales copy for Amazon listings. She's actually a service provider to our members, but she's going to train on this. It's one of her favorite topics, and this is really about being found with those keywords and writing great titles and benefits and bullets, all within the Amazon parameters. You don't write them like an eBay listing. You need to write it in a way that Amazon, it fits their terms and conditions. Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, we're going to move on. Number 9, Amazon promotions. I love this one. How to stand out from a crowd of sellers by instantly drawing customers' eyes to your listing.
This is actually simple to do, and very few sellers do this. If you've shopped Amazon before, you may notice a little coupon, the little green or orange percentage off. Well, there's this kind of particular formula that you have to do, and I'll show you how to do that and do it right. You don't have to give away a lot of money to get your product, get eyeballs attracted to your product. And everybody likes a discount, so when they see that, they click on your product first.
Awesome. Number 10, Amazon sponsored product ads turning $1 into $3 with Amazon's most underrated tool.
Yes. So Dr. Josie Shepard will be training on this. Did you know that the first 3 spots on any Amazon search, so you do a search for a lot of products, those very first 3 get about 2/3 of all the sales on Amazon. And what's one way to get there? And that's by buying your way through sponsored ads. So it's pay-per-click advertising. It's pretty simple to set up, and it's a very effective way of getting, especially a brand new product that's never been on Amazon, getting that seen.
Awesome. We're on to number 11, Amazon Q4 necessities. How to not leave money on the table, avoiding the biggest Q4 mistakes for maximum sales and maximum profits with Danita Zonre.
Yes, you know, Danita has been through a lot of Q4s as well, and all of us have made a few mistakes. We've learned a lot along the way. She's going to show you what you need to do to have all your P's and Q's lined up in time for Amazon, like delivery dates. And if you're a brand new seller and you want to sell toys, the last couple of years, Amazon has gated toys against new sellers, not letting them in. Well, we'll tell you what you have to do between now and that cutoff date to make sure that you can sell highly profitable toys at Christmas.
That is a word to the wise, because, you know, when I posted Raj and Chaitanya's sales, if you peer in closely at their screenshot, the majority of their sales came from the big T, toys. So you definitely want to get that one. All right, number 12, a prepper's guide to Q4 selling success. Handle high volume sales with ease with Kay Curtis.
Yeah, so Coach K, in some ways she's kind of the mom of all of us. She has that. You know what I mean? I can see Candida nodding up and down. So she knows how to prepare, and she calls herself a prepper. She knows how to prepare and get everything ready, so it makes it easy. I mean, it can be extremely busy around the holiday season, just celebrating the holidays, let alone being a seller. So she will get you to get everything that you need ahead of time, all your boxes ordered, meals prepped, all of that, thinking ahead of time. It's a wonderful way to end our Q4 Summit with her session.
Perfect. And Brian, I have you to thank for organizing all these trainings, pulling together our suite of trainers to come together in this way for the Q4 Crush It Online Summit. So it is just that, folks. It is online. It's our very first ever. We've done up to 18 physical events per year, including trips to mainland China. Brian and I have gone there together. This is online, so you don't have to worry about booking a flight, booking a hotel reservation. It's all online coming up August 9th and 10th. That's a Friday and a Saturday. So all the sales and profits from your Q4 efforts will position you very strategically from major hustle mode. That's what you're heading in towards for Q4, right, Brian and Candida? This is going to be massive busting it out. This is when you make bank. You take that money, those profits, and that's going to help catapult you into the scale and automation mode, just like Dr. Josie Shepard. So I'm going to give her story here. She was actually a student of mine from a previous training company that I had, where I was teaching online marketing, and she quickly moved into my highest level of mentorship within 1 month. She was at an event and quickly joined the mentorship program. But that was in 2012, and as you can see there, she's receiving her certification. So as Dr. Josie got busy, she started at age 70, by the way. I think that's pretty darn impressive. Age 70. So she got very busy in her very first year of wholesale with really practically no help at all. There wasn't much out there at that time. But she figured out there are 2 essential keys to scaling your business. You figure out you can't do it by yourself. When you hit those really big months, you need help. And the second is she needed a system to train and manage her team. So likewise, you're going to need to have the same thing. So we're basically following in her footsteps. She has 2 Amazon stores with fully automated overseas teams of virtual assistants. There's one, her head VA oversees the team. I forget her name now. It begins with a D, but Josie loves her, and she manages the entire team. And basically, if Josie has to come in for anything, they feel they have failed in their job because they want Josie to just be totally hands-off with the business. And that is exactly what has happened for Dr. Josie. Now, a little caveat, word to the wise, you do not just set up a bunch of Amazon stores. I know Josie is always quick to let people know because she knows the terms of service very well. So Josie got permission first. So don't go running off and opening up multiple Amazon stores. You have to get permission. All right, but being the ambitious woman that she is and a big problem solver is, Candida, do you ever have stuff just kind of filling your house, or you kind of just flip and get it out right away?
No, I have stuff that fills the house.
Okay, so you're moving a lot of product. That was the same with Dr. Josie, and so much so it was filling up the garage, and she had to let her husband know, sorry, don't pull in the garage. You can't. You got to park out in the street. The dining was full, dining room table, and she sent me a picture to that effect. And that's when she had to get resourceful. She opened up her own little shipping center for herself and then opened it up for a hand-selected number of other folks. And then it just exploded. And this is her most recent warehouse. It's called Prep It, Pack It, Ship It. And her shipping center is featured in the back office of Amazon Seller Central. That's pretty impressive. So it's become big business and is a fully automated business for her as a business owner. So she started her career, as I mentioned, at age 70, and in a 5-year sprint now has 3 walkaway income businesses, and this can happen for you too. So Brian, there we were and Candida was at our Dallas event, E-commerce Funnel Mastery, and we were doing again the panel of experts. We like to do that. And we had to each say how much time we put into our business every day. And when Josie gave her answer, I was like, are you serious, Dr. Josie? Yeah, she was serious. So Brian, you've known Josie for a very long time. She has achieved what we call a non-owner reliant business status. The business does not depend on her. She put in systems and teams of people to run it for her. The big takeaway here, folks, is this is why you're going to work hard in Q4. This story that Josie has, that can be you. So Brian, you know Josie really well. You've seen her grow through this whole 5-year stretch.
I have, yeah. You know, when she contacted me, I was looking for mastermind members, and she reached out to me, and she was brand new at that time, had been in selling on Amazon for just a few months. So she's gone from zero, you know, now it's past 5 years in a very short time. I know that she was at about $500,000 in sales in her second year on Amazon. You didn't tell everybody, Ann, how many minutes she actually works a day.
I didn't. It's on the slide deck. You share how many minutes does she sweat it out with? I want to know.
Yeah. It even shocked me too. 20 minutes a day. You know, I wonder, what does she do with the rest of her day? Huh?
Yeah, really. Come on, Josie. Well, she goes to Hawaii is one thing.
Yeah, has several different business ventures going on. So, you know, that's her Amazon business. That's the 20 minutes a day. She's a talented woman.
Very talented. So we are following in Josie's footsteps. So by implementing systems and teams into our business, she gets to do what she loves, which is to teach and train our e-commerce business school community. She's an educator at heart. There she is training at one of our workshops, and then also at ASD Market Week. We were the premier training company of choice at ASD Market Week for a couple of their sessions. So here's how you can strategically use your Q4 cash flow to catapult you into an automated, scalable business, just like Dr. Josie. So as you can see, folks, this is a fair amount of high-level education, and that's what we do here at the e-commerce business school. I don't know, do you have the slide deck moving, Brian, on your side that you can see it, or?
I can see it now, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, because you've done a marvelous job of putting these slides together. Do you want to go through them, and I'll just advance them when you're ready?
Sure. Mm-hmm. So the 3 pillars of a successful e-commerce business, and all businesses have to have this together. It's cash flow, and then implementing systems, and then building assets. And a successful business just doesn't work without these. I mean, you can flip products just for cash flow, and that's all you do, is flip products. But after a while, you run out of time and you need to add more systems. So let's go to the next slide here. The first pillar, cash flow and profitability, and I'm kind of looking over my right because I've got it over there. You want to learn and execute the basic methods and activities of your business from start to finish. Focus on getting your business working and profitable. So again, like flipping products, once you know how to do that well, you can start to expand beyond that. So you got to have cash flow first. If you don't do that well, you don't have cash flow, your business is not going to survive. Second pillar, implement systems. Standardize the regular routines in your business and hire team members or install automated software services to increase your business's productivity while reducing production time. So I mentioned, well, what do you do when you run out of time? You can only scan for products so many hours of the day. You can only prep products so many hours a day. That's when it's time to start thinking about hiring a team member and implementing software that will do some of that work for you. And that's where you start to scale. The third pillar, build and acquire assets. Now continue to scale your business by adding additional assets such as marketing channels, supplier networks, customer lists, branding, and trademarks. Your business becomes a valuable commodity you can manage or sell for a tidy profit. And I say commodity. You can sell your business. This is, I think, what a lot of people strive for. It's either to cash out, to build something that has a lot of value and sell it to another, or perhaps maybe to hand it down to another business member. And you can certainly, like Josie Shepard and like I do with Stir Crazy Gifts, you can set up a business with all the systems, team members, all of that to run it, and then you sit back and just provide a little bit of direction Instead of doing the work inside your business, you can work on your business. So there on the right, you'll see those print-on-demand products right there. I have a branded store Crazy Gifts. I sell print-on-demand products. It's a whole system, and I don't really have to do the work. That's the beauty of it. I've got it all set up so my team and the software take care of all of that.
Awesome. Candida, you have been with us about 18 months. I think you came in February of 2018. You must be able to relate to these 3 pillars and seen the development in your own business. I know you have some of these pieces.
I do have some of the pieces, and I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to scale out and hire help, because that's where I'm at. So I'm putting the systems into place and getting the help so I can spend more time working on it and not in it.
Awesome. And you have your own brand already, which you fired up last summer. You've got that, that asset. So, you started with local retail arbitrage, and yet by July you had a print-on-demand store.
I know. I went pretty quickly through everything, and I just kind of went through all the steps, and here I am. And so, yes, I do have my own brand and my own store, and, that's just another piece of the puzzle, another piece of the pie. About
10,000 products up in about 2 weeks stretch for Candida. Talk about a powerhouse. That is Candida. All right, we're going to go to the next slide here, which is to talk about the Q4 Crush It Online Summit and how you can gain access to it. So if you like the information that you've received thus far, we shared with you the tips, our big takeaways from our Trifecta workshop. We shared with you what we're going to be presenting through the online summit, and we've given you the 3 pillars that we teach all our members about so you can reach that successful e-commerce seller status. And so to access this, it is complimentary to all members of our e-commerce masters program. I think we probably have a bunch of EMPers watching right now, so they didn't even know that we were rolling this out, Brian, so that was a big surprise and treat for them on Thursday evening. So if you're an EMP, guess what? You now have yet another event that you get to access, so we will get you registered for that. So what I'm going to do over the next few minutes, and Candida and Brian, just feel free to interrupt, jump in at any moment if you want to add in anything about what I'm talking about for e-commerce masters program. So just to give the big picture on this is we have a whole variety of training programs, but we also have mentorship, and the e-commerce masters program is really our ultimate business incubator. It's where people level up, and they've made this commitment that, yes, I can see that I want to be in e-commerce for the long play. Much like Dr. Josie felt, she did Amazon for a full year, she got it. She went so far as starting her own shipping center. So it's really meant for unique individuals here who are watching and want to find a place where they can hang their hat, where they can really get the full mentorship that they need in order to excel with their business. So I'm going to give you the details of the e-commerce masters program, and then just know the way that this works is that you need to apply to become a member of the e-commerce masters program. It's not a fit for everybody. We want to make sure as we work with you, we're going to be giving you a tremendous amount of mentorship. I'm just touching the tip of it when I say that you get 5 coaching sessions per week. That's just the start. So it's extremely thorough and comprehensive, and we want to work with people who really have a heart and a focus of getting serious with their e-commerce business. So as an e-commerce member, Masters Program member, you're going to hang out with us, with Brian here, but also with all our leaders, including the complete e-commerce business school staff and faculty members. We have a very large team here. It keeps growing and growing. Here in the photo you can see that's Dr. Josie with a couple of members listening to her. She's got a lot of wisdom. There I am. We're outside. This is at Estes Park, by the way, and that's where we're going to be literally 1 month from now, in about 30 days. So we hope a good number of you can join us in Estes Park. So this is what we pride ourselves on. We are a full-on 24/7 live support training and mentorship community that provides a personalized roadmap, weekly progress reviews from myself, personal peer mastermind and accountability group, along with the opportunity for business certification. We know not everybody is suited for that, but Candida certainly was. We're thrilled to have her within our ranks. And I'm just going to say we have a new member, you two don't know yet, who just joined. She's a former principal. And she must have said 4 or 5 times through our very short call together, was Coach Kurt and this brand new member into the master's program yesterday morning. She thanked me profusely for what we set up. And I said, I really appreciate that. She's a teacher. She knows what it's like to set up a curriculum and a training platform. So we do have a former school principal who's joining the e-commerce master's program. So all to say, not everyone necessarily is aiming for certification, but we do have that there. All right, this is our real masterpiece. It's the e-commerce roadmap to 6-figure income and beyond. And that is, we've gone to great lengths to create our customized 33-page e-commerce roadmap training manual. This is your business designed around your lifestyle. Okay, this is a really key point that differentiates us in the marketplace for where you can access business training and support for your e-commerce business. I firmly do not believe in pushing a square peg into a round hole. We're not a one-off training company. I don't have interest in that business model. We are a mentorship platform, and our ultimate achievement is developing successful entrepreneurs. Because so goes the CEO, so goes the business. We're about you. That's who we're working on. We're developing you through our training and this massive support that you get. Did you want to add something, Brian? You look like
No, you're doing great.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, all righty. So again, just referencing Dr. Josie, started at age 70. She now has 3 walkaway income businesses. She was in my mentorship platform in 2012. That's Dr. Josie there with the orange. You can see the orange right underneath her t-shirt there. And I could see she was just coming alive, being a part of that mentorship group. And she took everything she could. It was about building sales funnels. And she said, Ann, I learned from you. That helped me with my Amazon listings. Those systems, you taught me to do that, Ann. So it's really great to see a student of mine essentially become my mentor through e-commerce. So she's been an absolute wonderful rising star and master trainer here. I love this saying by Robert Kiyosaki. He's one of my favorite business authors. He says, the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. So check that in with your own mindset right now. Do you look to build a network? He's saying that's what the richest people in the world do. The rest, they go and they look for work, aka a job. Business owners, entrepreneurs don't want to be capped. And they know the way they get uncapped is through their network. Brian, it helped for you to have a mastermind, didn't it?
Yes, very much. Trying to go it all alone, boy, don't do that. You make too many mistakes and you're always reinventing the wheel. You can pair with somebody else. You know how they say, how is it, when 2 or more come together? Well, it's very much true when you do that with other business people.
So be thinking in that way, folks. If you're brand new to the entrepreneurial space, this is a shift. Don't look for work. Look for networks, and that's what we have here is a high-value network. Here's an example of it, just the linear calendar progress, so to speak, of Dr. Josie. She came to my event in October 2012. She became certified 2 years later in 2014. By that same year in August, she's introducing me to Brian at ASD Market Week. I quickly did an interview with you, and I broadcasted that to my audience. You showed me your RV at that time, which grew to be about 3 times that length a year or 2 later. The very following spring, as a result of that network and those relationships, you're training with Dr. Josie at our event. By that fall, you're rolling out the brand new book flipping profit system. We had a special workshop, and I'll never forget the expression on your face when you walked into that workshop. That room was very full. It was a really fun, memorable workshop. And standing right behind you was Danita Zanre, who got her certification right then and there at that exact same workshop. And then she's certified and she has created the entire Shop Your Way to Wealth training program, and she is a master trainer and coach here with us. So big things happen fast here, and Candida is testament of that. Sorry, those two names that got the C and the D in there. Anyways, Candida also reaching certification very quickly. All right, I hope you're all paying close attention again. This is to join in our Q4 Crush It Online Summit is to become a member of the E-commerce Masters program. So this schematic explains the pieces that we provide. One is your back office training system. You get every training program that we have. We'll get to that in a moment. Next, we're on to the mentorship, and we have the daily 30-minute small group check and adjust training calls. 3 is business development and accountability. I'll break this down more in a moment. And then number 4 is the optional leadership development track. Everyone needs to be a leader in your business. It's another thing when you're then leading a team of people in your business, and that's where I like to teach and train people through TLC, trainers, leaders, and coaches. I've been doing that since I came, actually before I came online. All right, so you're going to receive our complete e-commerce training course stack. Everything we've created, and anytime we have a new training program, we add that into the e-commerce Masters program. Now, I just have a little teaching point here. The goal here is not for you to go through all of our training. Brian, it's a lot, right? It's a lot of training. What we do instead is we have this very wide swath of training such that when you fill out your 33-page business manual, it's all done online and we review it and give you a customized session. We will tell you what training to access when. We just had a session Friday morning with one of our members, Brian. Exact same thing. We check in with the member and we're guiding them along on this journey. It's not to eat the whole pie. It's to eat the right piece of the pie at the right time, referring to our course stack. But it's all our arbitrage courses, 5-step product evaluation, the wholesale sourcing workshop, list and launch mastermind, build my e-commerce store, which is about Shopify, print on demand profit system. Thank you, Brian Cummings, for that. Sourcing China home study system. We have our own sourcing agent who lives in China. It's my son, 7.5 years. Virtual assistant boot camp with Dr. Josie, Taste the China workshop, and the brand new Amazon POD Launchpad. And we continue to add new courses every year. All right, now this is really our pride and joy. So while the very wide swath of training to meet any need you may be in your business, it has to be undergirded by tremendous support that we provide you. And that is access to experts every day. You have our check and adjust small group coaching calls 5 days a week. The peer mastermind and accountability groups. I'm going to have Candida talk about that in a moment. She is the premier of that. The weekly business progress reviews, and then opportunity for professional certification and develop a new career path if you want. This wasn't in the Thursday. I know there's other parts of EMP that aren't even in this slide deck, but this is a brand new enhancement, and that is you receive an e-commerce masters program super guide. Now we've checked them out. They have a cape. True, Brian? There's a cape, a furling in the wind.
I think a hat too, isn't there?
Perhaps a hat.
Yeah.
So this is a short list of what you get from your super guide. Every week when you turn in your weekly accountability sheet, you will send a copy to your super guide also. You and your super guide will get together every week for 15 minutes to hold you accountable, answer questions, point you to the resources you need to continue moving forward in your business and help you achieve your desired outcome. I mean, here's the thing, Brian, I believe what I have seen as I've worked with tens of thousands of people over 15 years is number one challenge is people have a challenge of keeping themselves accountable to themselves for the long play. And I've seen it with beginners on up to people who have sold millions. I've seen the whole gamut. So we put in all these support mechanisms, if you will, so that no one can say they didn't get the help they needed to accomplish their goals. We've got the training and we've got this wide swath of touch points. So I'm going to give you a little example of this. This is Tim and Maya Coyle, both EBS certified trainers who started with our cash flow starter course, Shop Your Way to Wealth, just like Candida did. And they continually and consistently invested in their business education to further grow their business. Now, I'm going to just step back for a moment for folks. Tim ran a brick and mortar business in Southern California for 25 years. He understood as a business owner, and when it's a different industry, he has to invest himself into that industry. We did that in real estate. We did that with our windshield business. Any new industry we come into, my husband and I, we further invest in ourselves. So that's what Tim and Maya did. They've attended nearly every event that we've had, which is a lot. And as eager students, they participate in our ongoing daily check and adjust group coaching calls Monday through Friday. They submit their weekly accountability reports for review each and every week. That's what I do, even when they're traveling while scanning for products. They participate every week in their peer mastermind and accountability group. So Candida, maybe you want to share. You are heading up the premier mastermind group, and share what that has meant for you in your business.
It's been phenomenal. I meet weekly with 5 or 6 other people, and we share our issues, we share our successes, we give each other pointers, and we help each other out. And so I think even just during that time that we've been together, I think all of our businesses have flourished. And due to travel, we haven't been together for 2 weeks, and we have a Facebook group we're in together, and it's like, we miss you. Everyone misses each other, and so we feel like it's missing. And so it's become a huge part of just our weekly schedule to connect and see where everyone's at.
Awesome. And you've done a marvelous job of leading that and setting the example for a really high-powered mastermind and accountability group. So, all right, we've got a community of lifelong business friendships. Here's Danita. I love having such great friends to talk with. Tim is saying I agree with. Danita, it's the most incredible friends we're making and great training we're receiving. So after receiving the EBS certification, Tim trained on his expertise of wholesale sourcing at our April e-commerce business school summit. So my master trainers and I will get to know you as we receive your weekly accountability reviews and progress reports. This is a $5,000 value. I don't know if any of you, if you are receiving this, weekly accountability reports. I do this. And if I want further insight, I'll bring in Brian, I'll bring in Coach Kurt, I'll bring in whomever for added insight if a member has something that I can't personally address. That is every single week. I've done this for about 5 years. Do the math, 5 times 52. I've done a tremendous amount of these. And here's what I love about it. I am staying very close with our members. Candida sends in hers every week. I always track with those quarterly reports. We train people how to be business owners through these reports that they fill out. It's all done online. And then they're prepared for me, and then I do the review every week. So again, as mentioned, opportunity for certification. And then we have the trainers, leaders, and coaches, optional business mentorship. This is only active and engaged e-commerce master's program members that can access this. I meant to correct this. We actually started that in January. Business is the sport of non-athletes, I like to say. There is a level of athleticism needed for business. Brian, would you concur? There's a little bit of athleticism in business?
Yeah, and the discipline that it takes. Like if you're working out, you got to work out whatever, if it's daily or 3 times a week. Yep, you got to have that discipline.
How about Candida? I know there's no question for your discipline, but would you agree that business takes some athleticism?
It does. You have to learn to move and go with it and be consistent.
And you need, folks, if you have a challenge with that, as sociologists say, if you want to know what your future looks like, look at the people, the 5 people closest to you. So Candida has got a premium mastermind group. So that's what your future is best predicted by, are the 5 top people that you hang around with. You really want to be careful of that. Consider that, get into a mastermind group. So you also have the benefit of one-on-one Q4 business consultation with an overview of your personal e-commerce business school roadmap. Okay, we're almost to the end here. Thank you, folks, for coming to the wrap. Invite to our 2-day e-commerce mastery summit. This is our first ever of the e-commerce mastery summit, and it will be in Orlando, Florida. And there are going to be some really big announcements about this. We're not going to talk about yet, but it is coming up November 2nd and 3rd. Yes, that is the home of Disney World, right? I always get them mixed up. Disney World, right? think it's the world. So coming up in November, we're going to have some big announcements about that. Also, our annual Ultimate Business Lifestyle Retreat, a 1997 value. It's coming up in Estes Park, Colorado. I just booked my flights yesterday. I want to see you folks joining me there. It is the most powerful event where it's really working on the inner game of your business. So goes the inner game, so goes your business. And I think a lot of our members could use some shoring up. We all do with our inner game. We've got some special bonuses to give a big boost to your e-commerce business. I'm just going to go through a real quick description. Bonus number 1 is A to Z live Amazon listing, getting a done fast demo with Coach Kurt and Justin Gehring. Basically, they did all this in a 1-hour burst, getting it done A to Z. It was a really fun session at one of our events. So you're going to have that where you just see it all done, set up very quickly. Bonus number 2 is maximize your Amazon sales with powerful listings that convert lookers to buyers. Again, with Kathleen Cleary, we referred to her earlier. And truly, your Amazon listings are a mini sales page. They got to earn their keep and convert lookers into buyers. Bonus number 3 is gaining a competitive edge with wholesale sourcing. Learn and implement 3 highly proven methods with a 70% success rate. That is with Tim Coyle. He has excelled at this because he had his own brick and mortar business where he was buying from wholesalers for 25 years. He brought that skill and expertise into the e-commerce business school. I think he's got a Rolodex of over 100 personal connections with wholesale suppliers. So that's a huge value training. Again, that's a bonus. Bonus number 4. Oh, this is the cream de la cream. How to set up an Amazon business on autopilot by outsourcing, creating systems in your business, and managing team members to run them. Who better to do that but Dr. Josie Shepard? And bonus number 5. What we've been talking about this whole time is our first ever 2-day Q4 Crush It Online Summit. It's coming up fast, August 9th and 10th. It's a $997 value. I think Lisa and Loretto are here, and I think I posted the link there. Go to joinebs.com/EMP. It is application only, so I'll get into the details of that. And you'll get into a consultation with one of our business advisors right after you fill out your application. You'll be taken to a calendar, okay? So to sum it up with the e-commerce masters program, a combined value with our enormous human resources, that's us, inputting into you, the CEO, the entrepreneur, our training and our mentorship systems. You're going to have 6 months privileges of the e-commerce masters program. That's a $25,000 value, and it is a $97 monthly after 6 months, okay? A complete e-commerce training course stack is a $50,000 value. You have the complimentary 3 live events plus invite to the e-commerce mastery summit, ultimate business lifestyle events as well. So a $10,000 value, and the stack of bonuses, $1,888 in value. This is why yesterday, speaking to this principal, she profusely thanked me, and I, just so grateful the time and effort that we put into putting this all-encompassing training for you. So it is a $997 application to the e-commerce masters program, and that includes the one-on-one consultation with a personalized roadmap to 6-figure e-commerce income. So the price of the e-commerce masters program is $9,997. It certainly feels like a whole lot more because the success that the members have achieved, even with our base programs, I think of people who pay $75,000 for a college education. This is $10,000, and your application, that $997, will be a down payment towards your e-commerce masters program membership. Again, not everyone is accepted. Do get into that consultation, and we'll be able to discuss this together. So the $997 is credited towards the enrollment upon your acceptance, and financing is available for you as well. All right, limited seats. We have 9 seats remaining. So we've got 11 seats filled, 9 seats remaining. The question is, will you grab one of them? I know that Coach Kurt has some consults set up this week, and thus far everyone is joining. When he's on the phone, everyone is joining. So definitely go ahead and fill out your application. Use that link that we posted, joinebs.com/EMP. Now, it's timely because this special offer that we're going to give you right now, this is a huge bonus. The mega bonus. It ends tonight at midnight. So Brian and Candida, we were together at the Trifecta for 3 days with some really intense mentoring through our workshop. We're giving you the entire recordings of our 3 workshops. And that was Shop Your Way to Wealth, the Book Flipping Profit System, and Online Shopping Profit System. Here, Candida is crushing it with Online Profit System. You trained there, right?
I did. I was teaching everyone how to do those stats when you're doing the online shopping and really maximize that ROI.
Perfect. The ROI stands for return on investment. Getting that, maxing that out, right? Brian, maybe you want to explain about ROI and anything else you want to add in about the Trifecta Workshop series. They're going to get that entire recorded session as part of joining the EMP, but that ends tonight as far as get your application in. Once we hit midnight tonight, this special bonus goes away. Everything else stays, but this one goes away.
I saw a couple of people on the call here tonight saying, oh, I want to learn that. I want to learn how to do online shopping. Well, as an EMP member, you have access to all of our courses, what we call our course stack. And so if you're doing Shop Your Way to Wealth and flipping retail products and you're thinking, I want to do that with online sourcing, yes, you'll have the course in your back office. But not only that, with the bonus of the Trifecta Workshop, you learn all the little special techniques that we only share at the workshop. The workshop is not beginner level. So you have the course in your back office, and then you could take advantage of these, let's just call it profit maximizers, these special tips that you're going to learn by attending the workshop, even if you're just watching the recording.
Perfect. I like that. Profit maximizer, indeed. Very true. So we'd love for you to join our e-commerce master's program, Professional Business Community. This is really about leveling up, committing to be a professional e-commerce seller. And the term, or the definition I learned of a professional some years ago, about 15 years ago, a professional does what others won't do. They level up. And they conduct themselves at a level that an amateur doesn't, because they've made the decision, I'm going to be a pro at this. It's not saying you're a pro when you start, it's that you commit to being a pro. Candida, she always commits to being a pro. She is a pro. Joins Print on Demand, 10,000 products up and running within 2 weeks. That's really a stretch. That's really going all out and being a pro. So if you feel that pulling on you, you want to level up, you want to commit, you want to be in an all-encompassing support community, then this would be a perfect time to do that, because you're going to get the Q4 Crush It online summit coming up very quickly. You're going to get into a Q4 one-on-one session, consultation about how to prepare and max out Q4 with the design of where you want to go for the long play. You may not want to be like Dr. Josie and have a scalable automated business. Not everybody does. Quite frankly, not everyone does. Everyone has their own unique goals. We will structure it according to how you want to get the outcome that you want in your business. We can do that because of our full realm of resources. Now, I do just want to mention we're doing something special this evening. If you have questions about this, you're like, I don't know, I'm so ready. I know I may miss out on this bonus of the entire Trifecta Workshop recordings. But if you're just itching to get into a consult, you can go to joinebs.com/consult. It needs to be specifically about this topic. Let us know that's what your interest is there. But you will have missed out on the Trifecta Workshop recordings, just so everyone's really clear. We don't want anyone upset with us. At the same time, these bonuses are extremely generous. The Q4 Crush It Online Summit is it's a brand new bonus. So anyone who joins EMP, we always go above and beyond. All right, we do firmly believe in meeting people face to face. So we've got some events for our EMPers. I'm going to go through this on the calendar. So coming up, if you look at August, circled in red there is the Q4 Crush It Online Summit, August 9th and 10th. That's online. No travel needed. That's going to be nice, huh, Brian? And Candida, we just show up in front of your computer. But then you see in green circled in August is the Ultimate Business Lifestyle Retreat. So That is the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Brian, you've trained extensively at that, and I know you and Kurt, it's way in your heart that, because I know you love entrepreneurship and helping others to be successful. Do you want to speak into that for what it meant for you to train at that workshop?
Yeah, it's a different type of training. When we train on how to flip products or to create print-on-demand products to sell on Amazon, that's pretty much procedural. It's step-by-step type of actions that people need to learn how to take. The ultimate business lifestyle is about leadership, about being a leader in your own business, about understanding who you are in business, what you want to be, your values as a business person. It's a much more heartfelt event, heartfelt training. I love it because that's so important to me, and being a credible and integrous business person is important. So, I love the training at that event because of that, and it's held in such a beautiful location, Estes Park. Those pictures that you showed earlier, we're training right there in the classroom with that veranda right behind us, the view of the mountains. Wonderful place to be. People are relaxed, they're getting to know each other, and there's some really nice relationships that are formed among our members by being there. Awesome.
And it does really fit for those who want to have an impact business, or that the outcome of their e-commerce business can help them have an impact. So it's an awesome, awesome event. And then in November is our 2-day e-commerce mastery summit. So we wanted you to be aware of that. So with that, we're on our last slide here. There we go. So we hope to see you on the inside at our virtual Q4 Crush It Online Summit, and in Colorado 1 month from now, and again the e-commerce mastery summit this fall. So I haven't been able to look at, we got 45 comments. So are you able to see it all, Brian? I'm sure Lisa's answering, but if we can.
I think we've covered, there weren't any questions. There was one for Candida way back then. I think she answered it by typing in there. And it was specific to replenishables or online sourcing.
Okay, I see Lisa. Okay, I finally found it. I'm finally there. Alrighty, so it looks like Lisa has been very, very busy. Lots and lots of questions coming in. Beautiful. Anyone have any question while the three of us are together right now? Otherwise, we may be giving this a wrap. So I just see that Lisa was the last post, if that's what you see too, Brian, right underneath Walter.
That's right.
Good evening again. Hey there, Walter. Okay, so Lisa's posted that. So I think everybody knows what to do. It's joinebs.com/EMP to apply. You need to apply before midnight tonight if you want to receive that additional bonus of the full trifecta recordings. And then you can come back and watch again later if you weren't clear, or get an appointment and access a consultation. So I think that's it. You know what? Thank you, Candida and Brian. This was last minute. I reached out for you guys and you rose to the occasion, and I really appreciate you two being here. You're both two exceptional professionals, and I'm so blessed to have you two as a part of the e-commerce business school.
Our pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Alrighty, thank you, Candida. All right, bye, Brian. Bye, everybody. Good night. We'll look forward to seeing some of our newest e-commerce Masters Program members and having you join us at the virtual Q4 Crush It Online Summit. All right, till then, good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night.